Tired of ads barging into your favorite news podcasts? Good news. Ad-free listening is available on Amazon Music for all the music plus top podcasts included with your Prime membership. Stay up to date on everything newsworthy by downloading the Amazon Music app for free or go to amazon.com/news ad free. That's amazon.com/news ad free to catch up on the latest episodes without the ads.
SRBMedia.com.
Welcome to this week's Made in Brum, and you've just heard the debut single from Birmingham post-punk band The Au Pairs, called You, from way back in 1979. And our guests this week are Pete Hammond and Paul Fode from The Au Pairs, who will be joining us shortly, directly after a personal favourite track of mine from the band called We're So Cool.
Somebody home.
that you're mine. You must admit when you think about it that you're mine. When you think about it, that you're mine.
The Au Pairs with Were So Cool, which is the opening track off their debut album, Playing with a Different Sex. And I'm very pleased to welcome on to the show Pete Hammond and Paul Fode.
Hi Dave.
Big fan of your band back in the day.
I thought you were going to say great to see you all looking so young.
You always look young, Pete.
It's the lamb's blood injections.
We opened the show with your debut single, which was released on the label 021.
It was set up by our manager, Martin Culverwell, bless him, who's no longer with us. But Martin was a very forward-thinking guy in terms of his musical outlook. He really helped get the band up and running. I think the first release was the great Birmingham reggae band Iganda. And then we released You, and I think later on there was the Bloods, the New York band, were released on it, Adele's band.
The Pinkies have a track.
Did they have a track on it as well, yeah?
It was basically our label, though, because we weren't getting any interest from major labels at that time. So the only way at that point to get your stuff out was to set up your own do-it-yourself home label, which for the first time, punk made that happen.
I can remember sitting up through the night sticking blooming sleeves and labels on records.
We bought 2 bottles of tequila, remember, and we sat up for 36 hours with about other 6 people from Moseley, and we just sat down in a room, no one was allowed to leave, and we glued together and boxed up 1,000 copies of this single.
At that point, there was the independent charts as well, and like you said, there was a lot of independent labels starting up, which is where the phrase indie bands come from. That represented not necessarily a genre, but releasing your stuff on your own label.
Because we're in the middle of the country, the A&R company, I only found this out a few years ago, the A&R guys couldn't claim an overnight stay if they came to Birmingham, whereas if they went to Liverpool or Manchester, they could have a night in a hotel and a booze up. We were neglected because of that stupid reason of being in the middle of the country, and they could get back to London in one go and they couldn't claim expenses.
And up until that point, the major companies were just taking on board, Genesis, Led Zeppelin, 3 years to make an album. It's all based on that kind of thing. Nobody could go, can somebody put 1,000 copies of this out, please, so we can go and play it and put it in some local shops? It wasn't available, so punk made people have to make that happen themselves.
We're going to have another track from your band.
Okay.
We're going to have a fight over this one. No, we've got consensus. We'll go with Headache.
Okay, we'll go with Headache from Michelle.
In my mouth, I've got a heavy, 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 heavy head. Won't go away. I can't remember much about last night, but I'm trying to regain a little self-control today. tapping up phones, tapping up phones, tapping up phones. You can be sure that they've seen us. Are you working? Are you working? Are you working? Are you working for? I'm with the state. They're selling you smack at a slightly, 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 slightly cheaper rate. Cause you're not a threat when you're out of your head. And I'm gonna get out of my head. And it's better in bed when you're out of your head. And Malcolm is dead, he got out of his head. Out of his head. They are closing down communications. They're taking control of our situation. The boss is up control, 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 the gathering round our heads and our heads. Cause you're not a threat when you're out of your head. And I'm gonna get out of my head. And it's better in bed.
The Au Pairs with Headache for Michelle. Now, I'd like to talk to you about, been a few comments about the band over the years. And the one that I like the most is it's been said of the band, you were in the wrong place at the wrong time. Simply that you were ahead of your time.
I think musically, we were a bit of ahead of ourselves in the sense that, like, the main thing about us musically was that we did away with all the obvious cliches that were involved in music. Like, there was never a guitar solo. There was, there's things that we just strictly kept to rhythm, and there was Leslie's guitar playing was played in a kind of a female way. Paul was more musically trained, and between the two of them, they developed this strange rhythmic sound, which now, listening to it now, it still stands the test of time. And it's also, a lot of bands don't want to hear guitar solos and note for note solos anymore. So on a musical level, then I think that it was ahead of its time. But there has been a lot of people saying that they were influenced by the band over the years.
I go out and actually watch a lot of new bands at places. And also, I've actually spoke to them about bands that they've listened to. And they're actually quoting the Au Pairs as being a major influence on what they're doing today.
I think it goes back even further than that, because when my big boy Leon was 16, and he's a bit older now, he kind of come falling down the stairs one day going, Dad, I've just read about your band in Kurt Cobain's diaries. And apparently Kurt was into the Au Pairs. We were one of the bands he listened to. So that's probably our biggest claim to fame, that Nirvana, the guy from Nirvana, liked us.
That's a hell of a claim.
It is a hell of a claim. I was well chuffed with that one.
So we're going to go into a short break. You know, was there any bands around that time that you were big fans of yourself in Birmingham?
Steel Pulse, definitely.
So what track?
Ku Klux Klan. Let's go Ku Klux Klan. It's probably been played on this show a lot, but it cannot be played enough as far as I'm concerned.
SRBMedia.com.
Shake it your right on time. I say shake it your right on time. Well, the first thing she asks is you have your brush. If you have your brush, you can avoid the rush. From whether you whine or whine.
want a rough rider. You want a cool stroke to come wherever you whine. All kind. I say wherever you whine. All kind. Can you shake it up right? On time. I say shake it up right. On time. Boy, but watch your man. Because the sound a lead the way. The sound a lead the way. Because the overstand is how we till in front and top about the uptown sound. The ranking sound. You got to come around. I see you rub it uptown and you rub it downtown. Your body sound a lead the way. Lord, I see you rub it all around, but you are going like a clown. Your body sound a little way. I tell you about the uptown sound there. I tell you about the unity sound there. Ah, love and unity, love and unity. It's love and unity. Oh, say so, oh Lord, good God. I said I see no joy, I see only sorrow. I see no chance of your bright new tomorrow. So stand down, Margaret, stand down, please stand down, Margaret. I say stand down, Margaret, stand down, please stand down, Margaret. You tell me how can it work in this all white law? What a short, sharp lesson, what a third world war. Oh, stand down, Margaret, stand down, please stand down, Margaret. I say stand down, Margaret, stand down, please stand down, Margaret. Say too much war in the city, yeah. Say too much war in the city, war. I see me say that love and unity, the only way. And unity, the only way. Yeah, you know what?
And welcome back to Made in Brum. And you've just heard a classic track from The Beat called Stand Down Margaret, chosen by Paul and Pete. Now, there is a reason why you've chosen The Beat, because you actually did a few shows together.
Yeah, they were one of the best ever bands to come out of this city, in my humble opinion. And they gave us a British support slot. We did a British tour with them. It was really kind of an amazing blast, basically, because not only did we were playing to much bigger crowds, but we actually got to see them play every night, which was great.
I've actually got the gig list here: Cardiff, Bristol, Nottingham, York, Leicester, Colchester, Aylesbury, Hanley, Bath, Southampton, Lancashire, Leeds and Glasgow, all on consecutive nights. There you go.
And what year was that?
That was 81. That was before Played with a Different Sex, the album we're kind of mainly known for, came out. So we were still building up our thing, and we were playing a lot, trying to galvanise Birmingham bands at that time, because it was like Birmingham at that time, it was punk, it was reggae, it was ska, everything mashed together with the Beat and Iganda and Steel Pulse that we just played, and also Musical Youth was another band.
The funny thing was, on a Friday morning when we all used to go and sign on at the Labour Exchange in Moseley, which is now the post office, there'd be 5 bands all standing in a row going, "Where are you off to?" "Oh, we're going to London." "Oh, we're going to Liverpool." "Oh, we're off to Cardiff." And then we'd all be running out to the vans and heading off to the different gigs all around the country.
But not only that, the people that we were signing on to on the desk you had to sign on will be going, "Oh, great gig last night, guys."
It was a mad scene.
I mean, it wasn't, as
we did get caught out,
big,
though.
It wasn't as Big Brother as it is now, your mates were working behind the counter and in front of the counter.
Yeah, not all of them. When we got the front cover of the NME, we did a gig down in Bristol. And the next day we had to sign on the Friday morning, and the NME had come out the night before. As we went to sign on, the guy from behind the cat just pulled out this paper, and we were on the cover, and he says, "Okay, what about this then, guys?" We're going, "But we're earning no money. We got no money still." "You ain't signing on today, pal."
Okay, we're going to go with another track from the Au Pairs, possibly your most well-known track.
It's Obvious is the track, and it's to my mind, it's more relevant today than it's ever been. And it's a good dance track, good
And
piece of
the
music.
line "you're equal but different," which is what it's based around, which summed up what we were saying about sexual politics, about race, about everything. It sums it all up for me.
equal. We're different. You're equal, but 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 different. It's obvious. It's obvious. It's obvious. It's obvious. It's obvious. It's obvious. So obvious. So obvious. It's obvious. It's obvious. So obvious. So obvious. It's obvious. It's obvious. So obvious. So obvious. It's
And you've just heard the Au Pairs with possibly one of their most popular tracks, It's Obvious. And I'd like to bring up now, talking about John Peel. You did many John Peel sessions.
4, I think, wasn't it? 4.
Now, to me, the guy was a legend. There's been nobody like him since. Never will be.
No.
His radio show was one of those shows that you had to listen to find out what was going on musically. So you met him many times. So what was John Peel like?
He was such a cool, laid-back... I think he was almost frightened to come and meet us the first time. I don't think we met him the first session.
No,
he came into the second, and he was just such a laid-back dude, lovely guy, really
But,
cool.
you know, he was so important to breaking because of the whole indie thing and the do-it-yourself records, and the bands who just had 1,000 copies of their single lying around their bedroom. He would play those tunes on the radio if you liked them, and then those bands will get gigs and they get known to be picked up by the music press. I mean, he heard You, our first single, said on the radio, if this band are listening, tell them to get in touch. I really love that track. And someone told us about it. Next thing we know, we had a Peel session, and then we had a gig at the Astoria in London, and then we had a gig at Hammersmith Palais, first on the bill. And that's how we gradually built our way up. Badly missed now, because you know, there isn't... Nobody's got the scope anymore in radio or television to say, I'm going to do something I want to do and play it. It seems to me that it's so hard now for bands to get played on the radio, and that we need another John Peel. You know?
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to talk about Barbarella's. I know that you played some gigs at Barbarella's now.
We did the one just before it shut.
We've just worked out that I don't remember any of that, so I don't know what the hell was going on there, but apparently we did, yeah.
Yeah, we played it with the Gang of Four. We supported the Gang of Four. For us, we'd grown up going to Barb's and watching bands there. I'd seen Talking Heads and the Ramones
Iggy Pop, I
there.
remember seeing Iggy Pop.
When we were kind of like 14, 15 and used to be able to sneak to get in. So playing it was kind of like a real milestone in our kind of musical.
Yeah.
Wow, if you've played Barb's, man, you've arrived. That was like, yeah, we're getting somewhere at last.
And also, you played with the Prefix as well.
Yeah, they were one of Birmingham's finest.
Yeah.
Yeah, very, very good band. We also did... I can remember doing a PA hire for them once. I was the only one of the few people that could drive and had a van in Moseley. That, and also getting the whole of UB40 and a backline and different hangers on and people in the back of my van one night coming back from West Bromwich. I think it was called the Packers in West Brom. But yeah, they were a great band, the Prefix.
That period of time, what was good about it is that all the bands actually kind of interacted and helped each other out. I remember rehearsing once in the Prefix, that house they had in Digbeth, that they used to rehearse there. We used to go down there.
I think it'd be perfect if we play the Prefix.
Okay, yeah.
Right.
Straight,
and in 1980 UB40's legendary album Signing Off was released. This album is up there with the very best albums in Birmingham. So taking us into a short break is a track from the album Signing Off called Little by Little.
SRBMedia.com.
Welcome back to Made in Brum, and you've just heard America from the Au Pairs. Your lyrics behind your music, your singles and your albums, was quite political and obviously about relationships as well.
Yeah.
But
I mean, first of all, that track we just played, all you need to do is change the word Reagan to Donald Trump, and it's completely relevant now to what it was then in 1981, which is pretty amazing, really. I'd like to read this little bit out there because I wrote some sleeve notes for one of our albums that came out recently, Remix, and I remember I put album come out that includes domestic violence, faking orgasms, sexual role play, menstruation, global repression, terrorism, drug addiction, Big Brother, and epilepsy. When will you get an album out now that includes those subjects? And that was the whole point, really. And about personal relationships, you know, men's role in relationships, how men are towards women.
The basis of good music is it's timeless. It's as relevant now as it was back then.
During that period, is there any one gig that stands out in your memory?
There was the Pink Pop Festival.
Yeah.
That was 95,000 people. That was just
Wow.
incredible to get up on stage and see a sea of heads, where the head right at the back was bopping up and down to the snare drum sound about a mile away. That was just blew my head. And then we on our headlining gigs at the Hammersmith Palais as well. That was like the pinnacle of our, you know, when we sold out the Hammersmith Palais on our own, like a finally at the end. I suppose the one that stood out most really was the Belfast.
When we went to
gig.
Belfast, we played a gig that was a non-sectarian gig, i.e. it was open to Catholics and Protestants. And we did it on the Greenbriers estate.
On the anniversary.
On the 10th anniversary and interment, it was an incredibly emotional roller coaster of a ride. First thing I knew when I kind of got out the PA truck was to see a Mother's Pride bread van rammed up against the wall on fire. So I'm scratching my head thinking, that ain't right. And then round the corner comes this six-wheeler Saracen armoured tank with all these soldiers pointing armour-like rifles at us. And it's just kind of like, where the hell are we?
And kept out of the way, really, until the end when they had to drop us to the places we were staying. And
people had actually moved out of their houses. Families had moved out so we could have a kind of safe house to stay in
And
for the
they'd
night.
hired a van for us called something like Brit Hire, which had like Union Jacks all over the side of it. So basically, when we got back into the van to go where we were staying, we hit a roadblock, and about 30 kids came out and started shaking the van and throwing bricks at the window and smashing the windows, and it was like we were really thought, this is it, we're done, you know. But there was a guy who had been sitting in the front of the van who we didn't know who he was, we'd never met him before, who got out the van at that point. And well, you saw what happened next.
He kind of just went over to the ringleader of these guys that were trying to turn over the van, and he just put his hand round his neck, pushed him up against the wall and said something into his ear. Then came and got back into the front of the van and says, OK, we can drive on now. And I'm thinking, wow, we found out later it was Jerry Adams. So
But we only found that out about 2 years ago.
But
he actually saved our life.
Because the night we were there were 3 people shot dead.
Because we have a song on the first album called Armagh, which is it's not so much a political song, anti or pro-IRA or anything. It was just a song about the conditions of Armagh jail and the women that were in the jail. The lyrics are very, very powerful and in your face. And but the main refrain of that song is "We don't torture, we're a civilised nation," which became a little bit of one of our anthems, really. That song in itself could still be sang now, and it will be.
Well, I think it's perfect that you mentioned that, and I think we should play it.
Don't touch her, we're a civilized nation. Never fighting any conflict.
first time it's had some radio
Yep.
play, isn't it?
Yeah, you're cutting edge.
I wouldn't say that. We're going to bring us up to date about what you're doing now.
One thing before we do that, though, we just want to say that Jane, the bass player who's still in Birmingham, she didn't want to do this show because it's not her thing, but she knows all about it. We asked her to do it, and she loves the idea of it. So it's not just the two blokes coming in. So, and Leslie, we don't quite know where she is, so that puts that to bed.
So what are you doing now?
Well, I've got the best job in the world because I'm still playing music. I'm teaching music. I'm sessioning. I had the good fortune to play guitar for Andy Hamilton, the legendary jazz sax player, for 15 years. And when Andy passed at the age of 94, my wife and a couple of other people kept his club going. So we run the Silvershine Jazz Club in Bearwood every Thursday night. And we're doing a gig on the 24th of March, if anybody's around, to celebrate Andy's music, which he would have been 100 years old if he'd still been with us. You know, I got a big teaching base. I got a book out called The Cage Guitarist, which revolutionised the way people teach guitar. That came out 20 years ago, shockingly. Every day I get to play my guitar and make music, so I'm blessed beyond belief. I love it, man.
Because I know what you're doing, Pete. You've been on the show. This is the third time you've been on.
I know, I might get paid one day.
Well, maybe.
I'm still bashing away on the skins. I play with Steve Ajayo, a local blues guitar player who's been around for a long time, but an incredible player. If anyone gets a chance who hasn't seen him, you've got to go and check him out. And Rhino and the Ranters, who are a new band-ish band that I've been in for a few years, and we've got lots of festival work in the summer and stuff. We're playing at the Night Owl on the 20th of April, if anybody's around. That's our next Birmingham gig. I do believe we might have a track from them at the end of the show.
Yeah, we're going to go out of the interview with this track. I've been to see your band a couple of times, and I think they're up there with some of the best that's coming out currently on the Birmingham music
Wonderful.
scene.
You can knock a £5 off the bill for that.
Oh, I was hoping for free entry. Thanks for joining us, Paul.
Pleasure.
And
Thank
Pete.
you.
We're going to play out of the show with the track from Rhino and the Ranters. It's a fantastic track called Lunatic. Thanks for joining us on this week's Made in Brum. And our final track on this week's show is a song considered by many to be not only a legendary punk classic, but probably one of Birmingham's best punk new wave tracks. It's from Spiz Energy, and the track is called Where's Captain Kirk? Have a great week. Thanks for listening.
SRBMedia.com.
Tired of ads interfering with your favorite sports podcasts? Good news. Ad-free listening is available on Amazon Music for all the music plus top podcasts included with your Prime membership. Stay ahead of the game by downloading the Amazon Music app for free or go to amazon.com/sports ad free. That's amazon.com/sports ad free to catch up on the latest episodes without the ads.